Humanity's dealings with the Borg were not confined to our own corner of the galaxy. The Federation starship USS Voyager, presumed destroyed in the Badlands in 2371, had actually been transported by an entity called the Caretaker into the far reaches of the Delta Quadrant, literally into the Borg's own backyard. 2 years into their journey toward home, Voyager arrived at the outskirts of Borg space, and for 5 years after that had continual dealings with the Borg.
Red alert.
Voyager could not avoid getting entangled in the Collective's brutal conflict with the powerful trans-dimensional beings called Species 8472. Armed with modified nanoprobe technology developed by the ship's emergency medical hologram, Captain Catherine Janeway decided to make a deal with the devil. In exchange for safe passage across Borg space, Janeway offered the Collective assistance in their fight against the fluidic space creatures, leading to a bizarre alliance between human and Borg. The Borg went so far as to assign a formerly human drone to work in direct contact with the Voyager crew. This drone was known as Annika Hansen, but her Borg designation was
7 of 9, Tertiary Adjunctive Unimatrix 01.
Voyager's plan to fight back Species 8472 succeeded, but the crew never really believed the Borg would hold up their end of the bargain.
This alliance is terminated. Your ship and its crew will adapt to service us.
Bridge to Chakotay, Scorpion.
Initiating power surge, now!
The result was a new crew member aboard the starship. 7 of 9, as she preferred to be called, was severed from the Collective and began the arduous process of regaining her humanity, both physically and psychologically. It was a most difficult personal journey for the woman who was assimilated at age 6 and spent her formative years as a drone, and several times she very nearly reverted back to the hive.
You will be assimilated.
Resistance is futile.
When the Voyager crew attempted to appropriate a transwarp coil from a damaged scout ship, the Borg Queen took advantage of the situation and attempted to lure 7 of 9 to rejoin the Collective, not by force, but voluntarily.
Don't be afraid. We won't turn you into a drone. You're much too valuable to us with your individuality intact. They've corrupted you, but the damage can be repaired.
But 7 resisted, asserting her individuality and her loyalty to her new Collective, the Voyager crew. Voyager's history with the Borg in the Delta Quadrant could fill volumes, but it was one final run-in with the perennial foe that actually led to the starship's return home. A visitor from the future, an alternate timeline version of Catherine Janeway, approached the present-day Voyager with new technologies to help the starship defend itself against the Borg. Admiral Janeway and Captain Janeway teamed up to guide the ship to a Borg transwarp hub to use it as a shortcut home, while at the same time deal a crippling blow to the Collective. Voyager traversed the transwarp network while deploying its new transphasic weapons to obliterate it. But when a sphere gave chase, Voyager employed a tricky maneuver that put it inside the Borg vessel. Once the sphere exited the transwarp conduit, Voyager destroyed the sphere from the inside, and the ship emerged before a Starfleet flotilla less than a light year from Earth. Meanwhile, Admiral Janeway stayed behind in the Delta Quadrant with a tricky maneuver of her own, letting herself be captured by her old nemesis, the Borg Queen.
Must be something you assimilated.
It infected us with a neurolytic pathogen.
Just enough to bring chaos to order.
The fate of the Borg Queen and the collective as a whole is unknown, but it is presumed that Admiral Janeway's neurolytic pathogen resulted in significant, perhaps terminal damage. But the Borg have proven time after time to be resilient, adaptive, and above all, persistent. Will we ever encounter the Borg again? Will they bounce back and continue to spread across the galaxy like a disease? Will we ever again face the terrifying specter of assimilation? Is resistance to the Borg ultimately futile?